welcome back to my channel. In today's video we will be doing a very simple and practical office makeup, something that's comfortable on the skin, something that is very suitable to our humid weather, and something that looks nice. So that's what we're gonna do today. If you want to see how I do like a very easy, simple, practical office look, please keep watching. Okay, so first up I want to say I have lost 2 of my extension nails. Ignore it, I'm gonna do them tonight. As you guys know, I do a lot of full-blown makeup looks, and I very often get questions to do natural looks that are very practical to use for office, just to use going out, because the amount of foundation and eyeshadow that I use is definitely not practical to use on a day-to-day basis. So today I thought I'll just sit down, talk to you guys, and take you through what I do if I'm heading out into the office, what I used to do last time, something that's very practical, because for me the most important thing besides how I look is how I feel. I need to be really comfortable in the makeup. So we're gonna do a slightly mid coverage look, very simple eye look, and you will be comfortable in it, trust me. So let's just jump into the tutorial. So I will try not to edit this as much, like I won't cut in between as much, just to show you in real time that it's practical to be done. It's not a very hard look to be done off camera, yeah? Okay, for first up, brows. I'm using the Sofwanah Cosmetics Mesmerize Brow Pencil in the shade Hazel. So what I usually do is for eyebrows that when I'm going out is very simple. I do not do like Instagrammable eyebrows. So I'm just going to fill in and map out a shape first. I have not done my training, you guys, but it's fine. So I'm just mapping out, as you can see. I'm not doing it too heavy. I'm just giving it like a shape, just a bit more definition. I think the most important thing about makeup is when you go out, when you use it and go out, you still want to look like yourself, and you don't want people to go like, oh my god, why is she using so much of makeup? So I'm just filling this in. I actually love this eyebrow pencil. It's thin, like the product itself is very thin, so it's easy to like draw on the eyebrows. So as you can see, eyebrows done. That's all I do. Now I take this spoolie and just brush the product through. Okay, eyebrows done. Nothing too fancy, something very practical. I don't know how many times I will say practical today. Okay, so now starting with the face straight away. Most important, do your skincare. Facial wash, toner, moisturizer, SPF. Do not forget SPF, especially when you're going out. Do not forget SPF. Use your SPF and then you can start your makeup. So I'm going to start with spritzing on some facial spray. This is by Sage Away Living. It is their Rose Face Mist. Next up, primer. I'm using the Rimmel Stay Matte one. This is a cult classic. Like, this is one of the best primers if you ask me, because it's really sticky on the skin. It really makes makeup adhere to it really well. I'm almost out of it. I'm trying to squeeze out from the bottle. Okay, I'm gonna take it, warm it up in your hands, and then apply all over as you would do with a face cream. Just be careful of the brows. So primer does 2 things. It keeps your makeup on longer and also acts as a barrier to your skin. Next up, color corrector. I'm using the LA Girl one in orange. Very slightly. If you have darker scars, just go in with a little bit more. And I'm just blending using my hand. Next up, foundation. I'm using the L'Oreal Infallible 24-hour matte finish one in 109 Classic 10. So I'm going to apply this with a brush, because brush makes it a lot more easier, and I want very light coverage. So can you see the smidget that I'm using? Because let's be honest, for day-to-day wear, you don't need a lot of foundation. You just want a bit of coverage, a bit of color, a bit of something just to even out the tone. Can you see? and this blends really well and super fast. Because let's face it, if you are getting ready in the morning for work or college or anything like that, you may not have all the time in the world. So next up, concealer. I am using the Maybelline Fit Me one. You can see my tube how much I've used it. It's almost empty, but I'm like scraping out the last bit. So I'm going to use it as concealer and just very slight highlighting on my T-zone. And as you can see, superbly little concealer. I'm taking my damp beauty sponge and I'm just going to blend it. You can use your fingers, but always with concealer I prefer using my sponge because it can get right up in there and blends everything seamlessly. Okay, now the same concealer, just very little. This is the kind of makeup I used to do last time when I was working corporately. I will actually do this for like conferences and all that stuff. Okay, so you see the face, it's got some dimensions now. Now we're gonna set with powder. I'm taking the Maybelline Fit Me in the shade 330 Toffee. Just taking the sponge, especially for under the eyes. Always set your concealer the moment you are done so that there's no creasing. And then I like to just set my smile lines. Getting a powder brush, I'm just setting. So important when you're working in powder, always bounce, do not drag. Sometimes if the foundation is wet on the underneath, no, when the foundation is wet underneath, if you straight away do that, you might have streaky lines. So your face done. Now we're just going to add a bit of shadow and a bit of color to the face just to bring it. Taking my Rimmel Kate Sculpting Trio, I'm using the bronzing shade, brown, just to warm up the face. Again, very little. Okay, that's all. You see, something that I always teach my students when they come for personal class is always remember, night makeup can be heavy because of the lighting. You know, daytime, in the sun, everything will look brighter, everything will look more clearer. So the lesser the better during daytime. If you're going out in the night, it's totally fine. You can apply as much as you want because the night lighting is like that. So always remember, daytime makeup, the lesser the better. If you're looking to do the nose, again, very lightly, but sometimes nose we tend to do a bit more like heavier, but just very lightly. Okay, my favorite for daytime look, blush. This is the Palladio blush, matte blush in Chic. Smile on the cheekbones and then pull upwards just to add some color on the face. This is a very sheer blush, so you can actually like apply it. Can you see how much I'm applying? But the color is like barely there, so that's what we just to give you like a very romantic natural flush of color. But if you do not like so much blush, just skip the blush. Now highlighter. I know a lot of you do not like to use highlighter in the daytime. I like to use personally. If you don't like it, just skip it out. I'm using this shade. This shade is very pigmented, but so I'm just using very little bit of it. So I just want a bit of a, yeah, just a slight, so that when I turn my face, when the sun like hits my face, everything looks sharper. Not forgetting the nose. Okay, so face all done. Now we're gonna do eyes. Eyes, very simple. I do very simple, but there's one thing when it comes to the eyes that I cannot live without, and that is falsies. Like if I'm going out, falsies is a must. I cannot without, because I feel falsies actually bring the look together. So I'm going to apply these. For a normal office look, you can do like a wing liner, which I've showed you many times. Today I want to show you like a smoky, smudgy liner look, which looks very good, especially for deeper skin tones, because it just pops with the eyes. I am using the Rimmel Candle Eyes Cudgel. I do get a lot of questions on this, like what cudgel are you using? How come it's so pigmented? It's actually this one, and it's super cheap, you guys. I think it's like 5 ringgit, 5 or 7 ringgit. So what I'm going to do is, because it is a cudgel, I'm just drawing a line close to my lashes. Okay, now I'm taking a brush like this, like a flat brush. I am going to just smudge that line up. Okay, like that. Now this side again, near the lash line, the thinner the better. Smudge. Okay, so now let's apply some lashes. I'll go off camera, trim it, apply the glue, and then we can apply them together. Okay, so now lashes. I have trimmed it. I have waited for the glue to dry. I think it's good. I always feel lashes just bring everything together. But of course, if you do not feel comfortable with lashes, just apply mascara. It's totally fine. Okay, so those are like my most lightest natural lash. So that's what I do usually. I just smoke it out just to give it a bit more definition. You can also apply the cudgel down, like one single line. If you do not want, just leave it, no problem. Because I know not everyone likes to do the cudgel down, but if you want to do it, you can go ahead and do it. I'm just going to apply just to show you the difference between having this and having a smudge of cudgel. Do you see the difference? It just defines this eye a bit more versus this. Of course, this looks a bit more bigger, but this one just has got a bit of definition to it. Okay, last but not least, lips. I'm going to be outlining my lips with a brown eye pencil from Essence, because it's so hard to look for like a brown lip pencil here in Malaysia. So I'm just using like a eye pencil, very lightly though. I'm using the Maybelline, the one that looks like this, Maybelline in the shade Barely Nude. I like the liner because it just gives the lips a bit more definition, because a lot of nude colors like this do not suit like Indian skin tones. They don't make you look like that, if you know what I mean. And yeah, that's the face. I'm so excited. This look is so pretty, it's so fresh, it's so clean. Last step, setting spray. So I have my setting spray here. This is from HUDA Beauty, but you can always use any setting spray in the drugstore. Maybelline has a really good one. I think it's called Lasting Fix. Rimmel has a good one. It's called Stay Matte, so you can try them. Okay guys, so that's it for my very simple, very practical office makeup. As you can see, it is not heavy on the skin at all. I use very minimum, very light touches with the brush. Only the blush, I think I did go a bit heavy in, but it is a sheer blush. If you do not like it, just reduce it. So something I just want to share before I end. You see, makeup is something very personal, so my job is I will show you all the steps of what to do, how to apply, and all this stuff. You have to find stuff that works for you. Some people may not like highlighters. Some like me, I don't like lipstick, so I will just skip the lipstick out. So always do you. Always find routines that suit you. Do not just do it just because I'm using it. Don't do that. So I completely understand if you want to skip out the foundation, no problem. Just do you. If you want to just apply powder, no problem at all. Just find stuff that work for you. And yes, I hope you enjoyed this look. I hope everyone that was asking for a really natural, practical, simple office makeup, I hope you found it useful. I have blabbered for long enough, and let me know in the comments down below what you want to see next. If you have any questions about natural makeup, Anything you want to see next, just drop it down below. Yeah, that's all guys. Thank you so much for watching until here. I will see you guys in my next video. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe.